Hi, my name is Kara, and it's another week of works in progress and finished objects. So I have a confession. I have only knits this week because I kind of lost momentum for crocheting because I just think I have a lot of ideas of like what I want to knit. And I'm pretty inexperienced with crochet, so I have no idea how to construct anything. Like my brain just like isn't in that world yet. So I haven't been crocheting as much as I should be because I really do want to learn, but I just haven't. And I think the next step is just to not even just keep on practicing stitches, like whatever, I can undo it as I go, like as I make mistakes. But I think I just like need to find a pattern that I want to follow so I can learn how to read patterns for crochet, because I know that it's like kind of a lot to even just like start reading your first like knitting pattern. So, and I have no idea how different it is from like reading a crochet pattern from reading a knit pattern. So that's my goal for next week. And if I tell you that, I'm much more likely to keep that goal because if I don't tell anybody, then I'm not likely to keep that promise. So I'm telling you now that I'm going to find a crochet pattern to actually follow. If not actually start, but hopefully I'll start it too. Also, I like cleaned up my background here and I'm like lovingly displaying this yarn because I'm really excited about it. I have a bunch of Noro Korean, still don't know how you say that, here, and I just got this and I'm really excited. Like, I worked with the one on the top and I still have some left over, that's why it's displayed, for making my Valerie vest, which I showed you guys last week, and I just kind of fell in love. Like, I had never really worked with a self-striping yarn before, and the colors that they put together are just so amazing. Like, my friend Hollis like described it as like the color genius of Nora, and I could not agree more. Like, I really want to make a dress in this blue, but I'll get into that in a second. And yes, I am coming to you with my glasses on today because I woke up with my eye feeling funny, so I didn't put my contacts in. And I like haven't worn my glasses out like in the day in a really long time, and like the prescription's definitely not strong enough. But it's like a really strange experience because I feel like my depth perception changes when I'm like wearing my contacts versus my glasses, so it's been kind of like very trippy all day. Okay, let's start out with the crown jewel of the week. It is my knit dress. Oh, there's the bottom. And I love how this turned out. It's super flattering, it's super comfy. It took me a month to make. Like, I was fully knitting this during my graduation ceremony, which was like a week ago. No, not a week ago, a month ago. But I measured it and it only took me 3.5 skeins to make this, which is like kind of insane to me. Like, I don't know, like I have made a sweater with this yarn before and that took about like 4.5 skeins. So like, technically I have knitted more than this, but it just took me a really long time because I wasn't super sure like if it would be flattering, like I wasn't sure how it would turn out, like if it would be cute. Like I was trying it on as I went, but I was like, I still don't know if it's gonna be cute or not, like, because I only added like the shaping straps at the very end because I was like, I don't know why I waited so long, because I think it's because I wasn't really sure about the placement of them until I finished the dress. But I'm super happy with how it turns out because it can be either like a shift dress, like it's super comfy, or it can be more fitted because you can like tie the straps. So I am going to write a pattern for this, and the tester call is out, and I think it's closing by the time I post this video tonight. So if you're interested, go ahead and apply. And it's going to be like super customizable. It's not going to follow like traditional sizes. It's going to be one of those patterns that like you input your bust number and then it'll help you figure out the numbers based on that, instead of like being like a traditional like extra small, small, medium, large, just because I feel like with a dress like this, you want it to be more fitted to like your specific numbers rather than like the size that you may or may not be, depending on like how you want the fit to be and like, you know, all that complicated stuff. So really excited for this one, and it'll have the option of being like a mini, a maxi, or midi dress. Obviously it just kind of depends on how much you want to knit, but yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna name it, but I'm really happy with how it turned out. Okay, next we have a whip, and I have finally used my Hip Knit Shop fluff yarn in like baby blue, I think. And I'm really loving this yarn. Like, I think it's like a perfect like substitute for the Take Care Mohair, but it comes in like an even wider range of colors, and I'm really excited that I've discovered this yarn. And I'm going to be making a Harry Styles inspired sweater, and it's from his Tiny Desk concert. And I knit the gauge swatch here. And this will be the first time that I've tried to make this sweater before, but because this stitch drives me crazy. Like, I always make mistakes, and then like it is so obvious, and then you have to rip it, but it's so difficult. Like, if you're working with like a mohair because it gets sticky. So wish me luck with this one, because this one might drive me crazy, but I'm hoping that because I'm more motivated because this yarn is just so divine that I'll get through it. But I only have the ribbing done so far because I've been kind of scared of like actually trying the stitch pattern. But I think that the trick here is just to have a lot of lifelines and like just being prepared to rip work back and being much more comfortable with like undoing mohair, because it's kind of a nightmare because it is sticky and you have to do a lot of ripping, and then it gets really frustrating, and there's only so much yarn that you have, so you don't want to waste it or throw it away. What happens if it turns into a giant knot? But I'm excited for this one because I think it's going to be really pretty. Okay, I have another one for you, and sorry the lighting keeps on changing because it's like kind of really hazy right now, so like sometimes the clouds move and sometimes they don't, but it's like golden hour now too, so all sorts of fun lighting going on. You can see all my baby hairs just sticking out. That's all right. But anyways, I have a Drop the Game cardigan here, and I am currently writing this pattern, and I just kind of wanted to test it out and see how it would look, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. I was pretty skeptical though with the yarn choice that I had, mostly because I was holding a worsted weight like high twist fiber from Ephemera Creations that I got at a yarn fair festival, Fibre Fest I think, that I went to. It was for weaving. It was like San Mateo, I don't know, and a single strand of Suri, and I was like, I'm not really sure if like a plain blank Suri is gonna go that well with this green. But I think that the green is light enough that like you can't see like how like the strand of mohair super easily, of Suri super easily. So I am happy with how it turned out. I was really stressed with playing Yarn Chicken though, because I bought 5 skeins of the yarn from Ephemera Creations, but then it's like a tonal, so they weren't all the same color, but I wanted it to be a single monotone-ish color. So I had 2 that matched each other. And I was like, oh, like I made a small sweater in this like pattern last week. It only took me 2 skeins. Like I had a bunch left over, easy. But then the yarn that I used last week was DK weight, and the yarn that I was using this week was worsted. So there was like 50 yards less in each skein. So I was so stressed about making the sleeves, because I was like, I don't want like a 3/4 sleeve cardigan. Like I want like a full length sleeve. So then I like kind of just shaved off like a one like pattern repeat here on each of the sleeves, and I was like, I'll just block it longer. Like I can't have the sleeves different colors from the body because I just don't have enough yarn, because it wasn't intentional and it won't look intentional. It would look like I just ran out of yarn. But anyways, I figured it out, and I am going to block it so the sleeves are a little bit longer because they're a little bit short, like they hit the wrist, maybe just above the wrist, and so I want them to hit like slightly below the wrist because that's just like the shape that I wanted. But yeah, I really love this stitch. Oh, it looks so cool in this light, and I'm obsessed. And so this will be part of my next pattern drops tester call. Like I haven't decided what is going to be in it and how many patterns, but like so far I have like 3 patterns in mind at least that I want to include in that group. And yeah, like I have nothing to do but knit all day, because this is the first time in such a long time that I haven't had school. I haven't had my TA job, and like I'm not like regularly hanging out with friends all the time. So nothing to do but knit and design, which is like really fun. And it's been like a full month of this, and I haven't been bored with that yet. So okay, now I have the other Drop the Game top here, and I guess this is the Drop the Game pattern that was the stitch, but this is the top version, and this is with 2 strands of melted baby Suri in the colorway Lullaby held together. And I really love how it turned out. I haven't decided what buttons I want to make or I want to put on them. I'm thinking maybe even like yellow, because there are little flecks of yellow in this. But I love this. I am planning to also make a top version, or just like a top that doesn't have the stitch pattern, so that it's just like a cute little like v-neck top that you can wear. And this whipped up like in a day and a half for me, because I was just really excited about it, and like I was just at the time like obsessed with the stitch pattern, and I still am. But now it's like kind of cooled off now that I made 2 more projects with it, because I think I made like 3 of these in like a period of like a week, and I still have a sleeve of the green one that I showed you guys last week, And I was like, no, I don't really want to do it right now. So I was obsessed with the stitch pattern enough to do 3 full projects on their own of this drop the game set, but not enough to finish a single sleeve of a sweater that I had worked on like 2 months before. But yeah, drop the game top. It'll be also part of the summer drop part 3 or like autumn part 1, I don't know. Okay, now I have another dress that I was working on, and this is, oops, there's yarn all over. But this is a second because I wrote out the pattern and I just wanted to make sure that it made sense because, to be honest, like I started the original dress like a month ago, and I didn't write the best notes. I never write the best notes. They're always very vague. I get so frustrated with myself, but that doesn't stop me from doing the same thing over and over again. But anyways, it's a dress. And this one's taking way less time because now I'm way more motivated because I know that I like the way that the dress turns out and I like the shaping of it. So this one has more shaping of it actually. So this will be a more shaped version, so you can see that it goes in more for the waist and then out again for the hips. So it's kind of hard when I'm holding it like this. Maybe I'll hold it like this. You can kind of see more of the shaping. And I'm just amazed at how far this yarn is going. Like this is wool in the Gang Take Care Mohair in Eucalyptus Green. I think it's Eucalyptus Green. It's a lot darker than the other Eucalyptus Green shades that they have, but this is about 2.5 skeins worth of knitting so far, and it's a mini dress on me so far, and I'm going to add a little bit more length to it, but I'm just amazed at how far this yarn is going. Like, it might end up only taking me 3 skeins to make the dress, and I am going to make it like a shorter dress than the original, because I want a mini dress right now. Not a super mini dress like this, but I want a shorter dress in this mohair, and it's really soft. And I'm hopefully going to finish this tonight, so maybe you'll see this in next week's video. But I'm super motivated to finish this because I am following my own pattern and making sure that it makes sense. And then once I finish it, then I can make a dress in this Noro yarn. And that's part of the reason why I'm so motivated to finish this dress, because I really want to start that dress. Okay, next up, this isn't going to make as much sense to you because I did get my nails done today. Oh my gosh, look at them. They're so fun. I'm really happy with how it turned out. Like, I was really stressed about, like, what color to choose because I was like, oh, like it could be any color I want it to be, like, for this, like, cool pattern, like, wavy pattern. But then I was like, let's just do white because it'll go with a lot of, like, knits that you're making and, like, outfits. And also, like, when's the next time you're just gonna get, like, white nails? Because you're not gonna get just, like, plain white nails for a long time, because I love that look. But right now I'm in kind of, like, a really fun nail era, so plain white nails aren't for me right now. But love how they turned out. But anyways, I did make a top that was inspired by my nails last week. And again, it would make a lot more sense if I had those nails now, but just imagine what my nails look like, or watch the video, because I made a video on how I made this top and the process of it. So it's just made with 2 strands of Wool and Gang Feeling Good yarn in Eucalyptus Green and Ivory White, and then 2 strands of Lana Grossa Brillino, and I love how it turned out. It is super teeny tiny, and I was not planning on writing a pattern because, like, I just freestyled the shaping of it and, like, the design on it, but a lot of people have, like, been like, oh, it's really cool, are you gonna do a pattern for it? And now I might. But honestly, I don't know, because this top is so tiny. Like, if you have any, like, 10-year-olds who are interested in it, it'd be great for them. But, like, I normally even wear, like, an extra small top, and, like, this is too small for me. But if you like that fit, it'll be for sale, but it's just too small for me. Now I have a Ready, Set, Go skirt for you, and this is in Knit Picks Biggo in North Pole Blue, Heather Blue, something blue, in this beautiful blue, basically. I love this shade of blue. It's so pretty, and I hate that they're discontinuing this yarn because I think that this colorway is so pretty, and the yarn is really soft and really fun to work with, and this has just been flying off my needles. And I honestly, like, I started this because I was like, oh, like, I should make a tutorial on how to, like, insert elastic into a waistband in case anybody's curious. And I'm actually kind of curious of, like, how you can adapt the Ready, Set, Go skirt pattern to actually, like, make it so that it's like a drawstring waist in case people don't want to use elastic. So maybe that'll be my next experiment. But yeah, right now this is at a point where it is a mini skirt. Like, it's just long enough to not be like obscene, like not a belt, but I'm definitely gonna make it a little bit longer. And this so far is about like a skein and a half of work. So I also love this skirt because the way that I wear it and in my size, like it doesn't take that much yarn because I like mini skirts and I am pretty small. So it whips up quickly for me, but I have this much of the yarn left and I don't think I'm going to use it all. But whatever I have left, I'm going to make a game set match cardigan and top to go with, to make the whole knit fit, because I think that's really fun. And like, why not? It's summer. I'm not doing anything else. I'm just knitting. Okay, now I can't show you the next one because it is blocking, and I tried to pick it up just to see if I could like show it to you and hold it up, and it's like sopping wet. Which isn't surprising because I did start blocking it yesterday, but I wish I could show you because it's really fun, so I'll just show you this picture that I have. Sorry, it's vertical because I took it on my phone while holding it portrait mode. Sorry. Anyways, it's in Wandering Flock in bulky yarn in Icy Lavender, and I'm actually doing a design for them because they sent me this yarn, and it's taking me like a year to figure out what I wanted to do, but finally I was like, no, I should totally just like make this pattern. And so I was like looking through my knit stitch book, and I was like, ooh, this pattern, this pattern, this pattern, and then I finally found like a stitch that I got really excited about, and it was this knit stitch. So it took me like 2 days to make, and it honestly should have taken me less time, and I kept on getting distracted by other projects, but I love this sweater, and I just have to tread everything, and this will also be part of my like summer drop part 3 or autumn part 1 tester call. But it's a top-down lace stitch pattern, and it's a super chill pattern, like just a bunch of decreases and yarn overs to create this like really lovely like airy texture. So I think it'll be really great for end of summer, beginning of fall, which is kind of the intention with like a bulky weight yarn. But I made the extra small because I usually always like start with an extra small because I just like tend to really like the cropped fit, and that's just like what size I usually wear. And so I make my patterns mostly, or like I make my first of patterns for me. I knit for myself mostly, and this one only took like less than 4 skeins of yarn. Like I have some left over, and I definitely used a bunch of this yarn to like do a bunch of swatches a while ago. So I have this much left over. Well, this is like a full skein on its own. And I don't know what I'm going to do with it because it's such a pretty color, and I don't think there's any other bulky weight yarn that I know of that comes in this color. Anyways, I don't know what it's called either. It kind of looks like ears of corn, if you ask me. But I don't really want to call it the corn sweater. And that's all the works in progress and finished objects that I have for you this week. Feels a little bit more balanced than last week. I think it's because I had a little more self-control than last week, where like I'm forcing myself to finish projects before I can start new ones. And the best example of that is this mohair dress, this unnamed dress that I have to absolutely name. And I have to finish this before I can start the Nora striped one, and I'm gonna finish this tonight hopefully, or like soon, within the next day or so I can start that one, because I really want to start that one. But yeah, hope you have a lovely rest of your day, happy knitting, and see ya.